Hey everyone, welcome to Festive Fridays. That's right, folks. I am Jess and I'm here to do another stream with you today. We are going to be streaming some games on Steam on Fridays, so do a little bit more digital stuff. Tabletop's still going to happen on Wednesdays during our happy hour hangout, but I thought Fridays might be a little bit different. So we're going to test out some things. Got a couple people in the chat, so hello to Time Roller and anyone else that might be lurking right now. So thanks so much for joining me. Yeah, I haven't done a lot of digital implementations of games, and except for like things on Board Game Arena or Tabletopia or even Tabletop Simulator. I haven't done a lot of things on Steam, but I want to just kind of test it out and see how things go. So yeah, we'll kind of go through this together and we'll see how it works, how my audio and video all sounds and things like that too. But one of the games I wanted to highlight first is One Deck Dungeon. So this game is a solo card game. It could be played up to 2 players, or you can combine a couple of the games together. There's an expansion called the Forest of Shadows, where you can combine and make a 4-player game. But in this game, it's all cards and dice, and you're going to be diving through a dungeon, fighting off minions and things, and getting down to the big boss at the end. You are building up your stats and your skills and your items and things to kind of make yourself a better explorer, adventurer, if you will, down in this dungeon, and then prepare yourself to defeat the big boss at the end. There are lots of different characters to choose from in these games. What I really like though about it is that they're all female identified. So you can see there on the cover art here, they're all female identified characters. So all the heroes that you can choose from have that characteristic. And I think that's really, really cool. The Forest of Shadows, this one has different characters, but again, they're all female identified, which I think is really, really neat. And they have the standard tropes that you see in like medieval fighting things. So you have the warrior and the mage and the archer and things like that too. But the cool thing is that they all have different abilities when you go through the dungeon. You'll have dice that indicate your abilities for either strength or agility or magic. You go through these doors, open a door, explore what minions are behind there, try to defeat them based upon your die rolls and your skills that you have gathered. And then if you defeat, you gather loot. And loot can be in the form of either extra items, which are extra dice in your pool. You can gather skills, which allow you to do certain things on exploration of an encounter. Every door that you open would give you an encounter to explore. Or you can get XP. For XP, your team of adventurers will go through and gather up on each level a certain number of XP, and then you will increase the amount of stats that you have once you hit a certain threshold of the XP. So that allows you also to gather more items, more skills, and even potions. Potions are helpful because they give you better healing abilities. They can also allow you to manipulate dice sometimes. So it's just really positive things to do. Each hero has a certain amount of hit points. And if you run out of hit points at the end, then your game is over. The implementation on Steam is really, really neat. And so I'm going to try to go through it and see what we can do playing this together. I have set it up for a two-player game. And so let me see when I screen share here. If you are able to see everything that is going on. I got the lovely Soma here. let's see, did that work? Okay, not that one. I want to do the actual one deck dungeon. There we go. The one deck dungeon itself. So let's get some sound effects going on here. Let's get some music going on here. See how everything's going through there. Let me know if the music volume is too much. I can kind of also see for myself too how it sounds. Let me check on this side. Can't really hear all the music, huh? Well, let us see. Let us see what we got, because the music is really, really cool. So if we're not getting any music out, let's see. That would be kind of the problem, huh? Okay. Let me see what we got here on the volume. Like I said, this is my first time doing the actual game on Steam. So let's see what we can see here. If I switch, let me try some headphones here. All right, so I got my webcam, got my externals. Yeah, I should be hearing some volume. Yeah, nothing's coming out, so let's see. All right, no volume coming out here. See if you all can hear on this side. Okay, let's see. If I close this and maybe reopen, let's see what happens. Okay. Now, it seems like I am hearing it on this side. Oh, interesting. So it seems like if I screen share, you might not get the music. Okay, well, that is all right. We shall have to go with that, I think, friends. Okay, let's see how that goes. Okay. So we've got this here. So now, got my little camera view here. Cool. Thanks for bearing with me. I am going to start with a new game, and I don't need because I have played this before. So we're going to choose Dungeon. I'm going to start with Dragon. That is kind of the base one that made the playlist for and some of the heroes that you get in the base game, One Deck Dungeon, these first 5 here. One we have for and then our Forest Shadows characters, and even more to go from here. But I'm going to start over here at the beginning. I'm going to choose my Paladin and my Warrior and my Champ Heroes. Now they have some good stats that hopefully are complementary to one another. So play that there. And yeah, so we're going to start with Dragon's Game. The little diamond here down at the bottom indicates the difficulty level. So here, what's going to happen is on a turn, you will make myself a little bit smaller. I will adjust the audio options to be. There we go. All right. Looks good here. Okay. So what's going to happen is on every turn we have some time going on, and there are, let's see, time. You can see the little time marker where my picture is. I wish I could move myself here, but what we've got is time. Oh, these are our standard deck cards. Okay. You've got some time markers here that indicate the start of a new round. So we've got this little time dial here. That means 7 time have already passed. And as you see at the beginning of this floor, floor number 1 is called the Hall of Statues. And in the Hall of Statues, you will spend 5 time before you even enter your first turn on each floor. That's the kind of starting condition for this dungeon. So currently we have 5 already expelled, but now we are starting our first turn. And at the beginning of each turn, you will expel 2 more time. So currently we have 7 time that is spent and 36 time to go there. All right. Then what we're going to do is we're going to choose whether or not to explore a dungeon or have an encounter. Right now, there are 4 options for dungeons to be explored. We don't have any doors to open yet, so we have to find some doors first. So I'm going to spend our turn and get us some doors. So now we have 4 doors that we can use, and that again spends 2 more time because that's the end of a turn. So you have 2 options, either explore or have an encounter. So because we explored some doors, now we're going to have an encounter. Before I go through one of these doors, let me explain some of the symbology here on these cards. So for our Paladin, what we have is they currently have 2 yellow dice, which are strength, no pink dice, which are agility, 2 blue dice, which are magic, and 3 hit points. And then they have a heroic feat. So this heroic feat means you can roll a stored die. You can store a black die here, which is called a heroic die. It can be used for any sort of encounter that you go through. Here, when you open a door or 4 or more, and then this symbol here indicates victory points. You may only shoot one, you can only store 1 die at a time here. So like I said, when you have an encounter and you defeat the minions behind it, you gather loot. And loot can be in the terms of items, which are your dice, skills, which are down here at the bottom, or victory points. And then victory points was that blue symbol with a little flame inside. So that's what their powers are. When it says Valiant, and then there's the 3 symbols, there's the crossed swords, there's the bear trap, and the skull. The crossed swords means that it is a combat encounter. The peril is the bear trap, which will give you options on what to do when you go through the dungeon. And then the skull is for when you go down to encounter the final boss. This heroic feat cannot be used against the final boss. All right, and then one of the skills that the paladin is set with is my partner can re-roll any or all of my 1s, which is super valuable because these are only D6s. These dice are only configured of D6s. So these dice are can be problematic to roll 1s. So it's nice. And this symbol, the purple symbol with the arrows, means that you can do this as a free action. You don't have to spend dice. Some of the skills that we acquire throughout the game might have a cost of spending a die in order to use it. And so this is called the support aura, and it has the crossed swords, which means it can be used on a combat encounter. So that's what the paladin has. The warrior has 3 yellow dice, so 3 strength, 1 pink die, which is agility, and no magic dice. So it's kind of a nice complement here. We've got a lot of fighting ability, some magic, and a tiny bit of agility, but we'll see how we go. Hopefully we can gather some more dice as things get down to it. For the warrior's heroic feat, I can roll a stored die, and you can store a black die, again, which is a heroic die that can be used on any encounter. You can store it here for each damage that we take. So right now, you can only store 1 die at a time. And again, this one, it can be used on combat peril encounters, but cannot be used on the final boss. All right, and then for their skill right now, as a free action, they can ignore 1 time. So that's good because we need to expend time. There are some encounters that require time being spent if you do not accomplish the encounter, if you get defeated. You can use this before suffering any consequences. So that's kind of nice. And I know on this Steam implementation, they have it so where you can, it'll kind of give you a little hint. It'll maybe highlight things and let you know, hey, you might want to use this right now. So that's cool. In our general supply over here, we have 8 dice, 8 of blue, pink, and yellow dice that are remaining. We have 5 potion tokens and 6 black dice. So there could be a time where we can no longer have any more dice in our dice pool, and that could be problematic because that can also not really help us to defeat this dungeon. This one is our potion. Our potion of healing. I can heal 3 damage from 1 hero at the start of a round, or 2 damage at any time, and it can be used on any encounter, either a combat encounter or a peril encounter. And right now we only have 1 of these available to us. So as we gather XP and as we dive deeper into the dungeon, we can expend potions to help us, heal us, get us better things. And then when we gather more XP and dive deeper into the dungeon, we can actually get more potion tokens to use the deeper we go. So, okay. And now we have some symbols here up at the top. As you see, we've got a yellow one and a one with a shield. The shield one must be fulfilled first before any of the other encounter tokens any of the other encounter squares get completed. So let's go down into the one of these dungeons. We've got door number 1, door number 2, door number 3, or door number 4. If there, for whatever reason, we go into a dungeon and we think we don't have enough items or skills in order to complete it, we can choose to flee. We don't take any penalties for fleeing, but it will expel time because that will end our turn. So that would be something to be aware of too when we go down into these dungeons. The squares have different colors on them. The yellow square indicates that it must be fulfilled by a yellow die face. The gray ones can be fulfilled by any color die. And then there are also blue and pink squares as well. So let's choose, let's see, I'm gonna grab a drink real fast before we start. All right, and let's choose door number 2. Behind door number 2 is a locked door. So this one is considered a peril encounter. It's got the bear trap, the blue bear trap. So if we decide to enter this encounter, try to defeat this locked door, we have 2 options. We can either pick the lock, which requires a sum of 8 pips on pink dice only, or we can decide to bash it open, which would require a sum of 11 pips on yellow dice. And then we also have a 2 with the armor shield on it, which can be fulfilled by any color die, but must be completed first before we attack one of these others. The potential loot we could do if we decide to go into this dungeon encounter, we can either loot an item, which is another yellow die, which is strength, or we can gather this skill, which is on a 3 face on a blue die, we can roll a black die. And for black, this is really good to be used on any encounter. Or we can gather 2 XP. Now for our XP currently, we are at 2 out of 6. So we need to gather 6 more or 4 more XP before we can go down and before we can increase our XP, which allows us to hold more items and more skills. So this one seems doable if we decide to bash it open, because we collectively have 5 dice. So all of our heroes, when you go into an encounter, can roll all of their dice unless it is restricted to a certain color. So as this example shows, if we are to decide to bash it open, we can only roll our yellow dice. And then we can use one of those yellow die to fulfill this armored here. So I think we can do it. We have 5 dice to roll an 11 plus 2, so a sum total of 13. I think our odds are pretty good for that. This one, because it has a time symbol next to it, next to pick the lock, if we decided to choose this encounter and this part of the encounter instead to use our pink dice, we would expel 1 time in order to do that. And then the symbols here inside the squares indicate the consequences if we failed this encounter. So I think we're pretty good. I think we should enter and see what happens. All right, so now it's giving us a decision. Do we want to pick the lock or do we want to bash it open? I think we want to bash it open because we have a lot more dice to be doing here. We don't need to use any of our heroic feats because we don't have any dice currently stored on our warrior or our paladin. So we're just going to be rolling our dice here. So let's see, what does the warrior have? Warrior's got a 2, a 3, and a 5. Let's see what the Paladin gets. They've got a 1 and a 3. Okay, so collectively we have enough to defeat. So we need to go through and assign a die to the shield first. So, oh, and another thing I wanted to explain is that there are squares and then there are rectangles. Squares for an encounter means only one die can be assigned to it, whereas the rectangles mean that multiple dice can be assigned to it. So for this one with the shield, we only can assign one die face to it. It can be the equal value. So, I mean, we have the 2, so I can assign the 2 here, which is totally fine. Or I can assign something of higher value if I wanted to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this 2 over here, assign it, and then I've got 11. So I'm gonna drag the remaining 2 over here from my warrior. So I have 8 out of 11, and then finally I will drag this 3 from the paladin, and we have bashed open this door. So we will end our encounter, and now we loot. So let's see. Adding more dice to our dice pool is always a good thing. Skills are nice as well, but it requires spending a blue die in order to get a black die. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this item, and you can assign which hero you want to assign to it. I think I'm going to assign it to the paladin, so they have more dice. But now they are currently maxed out at their item limit, because right now we can only add 1 item and 1 skill to each of our heroes until we level up and have XP. We currently don't have any heroic dice yet stored in our supply, so we need to gather more XP in order to do so. All right, we've spent 2 more time here. And now let's go diagonal across the way. So door number 3. Let's see what's behind us. Ooh, we have got a skeleton. So this one is just a straight combat. What we're needing to accomplish is lots of yellow dice. We've got a couple blue dice here and a pink. So, and then for this condition for this encounter says, if any boxes are empty, you will spend 2 time. So if we don't fulfill all of these dice here, we will be spending 2 time. Now, all of the encounters with the numbers in here are all squares, which means we can only assign one die face of that color to each of these squares. So this looks pretty challenging because we currently have, we do have enough dice. However, we only have 1 pink, and so I would need to definitely roll a 5 pink in order to achieve this. I don't think we can do that. Especially because we also have 2 shields here that have blue die faces, so our 2 blue dice must be perfect rolls. I think we might need to flee and see if we can gather some more dice before we can go into this dungeon. All right, so we're gonna flee. And then also to allow you to kind of see, down at the bottom here, this would be the current consequence. So if we did not complete this encounter, we would expel 7 time and take 3 hit points, which are combined between the both of us. So I think we're gonna flee this encounter. It doesn't do anything, it leaves it open, but we still have a couple time to spend because that is the end of our turn. All right, so door number 1 or door number 4. Let's try door 4. Find door number 4. Ooh, we have a pit of spikes. Okay, so in this encounter, again, we have those 2 options. We can either use our yellow dice to climb around, which would only cost 8 pips on our die face, and we also need to get a 2 shield. or we can choose to jump over, which would be 14 with pink dice. However, we only have one pink die collectively within our team. So I feel like we can accomplish this. This will give us 3 XP possibly, or we can gain a skill, which is if you expel a pink die, you automatically get a 6 on your pink die, which is really nice because these are only D6s. So that'll give us the maximum level on our D6 if we decide to do that one, or will give us another yellow die, which is a strength die. Currently, it says the paladin is at their item limit. So if we chose to go through this encounter and win, then this item can go to the warrior. So I think we can do it. We are gonna be expelling 3 times now because we decide to go through and do the yellow die. But I think it's possible. It's a lot better to go through this one than it was with the skeleton. So, okay, we are choosing to climb around, expelling 3 dice there. We are rolling our yellow dice. And again, we need to assign 1 die face to the 2 and then hope for the best on there. So we got a 2 with our warrior. We also, it looks like we've got plenty of dice to assign here. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag our 2 onto the shield because that's the first one we need. And then I'm gonna have the paladin do theirs. And why not? We'll just kick those spikes in the face. There we go. We completed that. End our encounter. Cool. Now it is time to loot. So I'm going to get an item to our paladin. And now we've got 2 more time passing. We need some XPs, I think. So let's see what is behind door number 1. Oh, it's another pit of spikes. Imagine that. And it's the same options that we've got. However, we've got some XP and a different skill now. If we exchange a yellow die, or if we turn in a yellow die, we can get a 6 heroic die and can use it only to cover a box with a shield. So that's okay. It's not super great, but I think getting some XPs will be nice. So I wish this was a pink die instead of a blue die, because we need some pink dice going into that skeleton encounter. And we can leave that encounter open, and we can choose to explore instead to reveal 3 new doors. So it doesn't mean that we have to go back to that skeleton if we don't want to. All right, yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. Let's see if we can gather some XP. We are going to climb around these total craziness here, but I think we've got a pretty good chance to get a 10 total. All right, let's see what our paladin does. Yeah, we are rolling here, folks. All right, so we got a 2 here. Get my 6 here from my paladin and warrior. Boom. All right. Now I'm going to take some XP. Okay. Once the time goes down, once we've got our little time going down, then we can go down into the next floor of the dungeon. But at the moment, I know you can't really, I apologize, I wish I knew how to move my little viewfinder here. We have 16 units left. We have spent 23 time units. We have 16 left. So I think what I'm gonna do is open some doors and hope we can get some better skills and things too, maybe some XP. I think, probably XP, because both of us are already at our current item limit, so we can't take any more dice. We need to upgrade our XP in order to take some more dice. So let's try door number 2. 2 We have a fire elemental. Okay. So in this one, before the encounter, one hero will lose a heart. So we have to decide who's going to lose the heart. This requires some blue dice, some pink dice, and one yellow die. But it's okay, because in this encounter, because it is a combat encounter, we can roll all of our dice. We don't have to choose between colors. And that is nice because we can use a conversion to convert 2 dice of any color to make it into 1 heroic die, which can be used on any encounter number. So out of the sum total, we have 10 dice to try to roll all of this here, and we can gather some XP. XP would be great. Gathering a magic die would be really awesome too, and some skills as well. We can switch out items. I know it says both heroes are at their item limit right now. If we decide to take this as an item, we can switch out the items instead. So let's see what we got. Let's enter in here. And it'll say before the encounter, one of us has to lose a hit point. I think the warrior should lose a hit point because they are at a higher hit point count than we are. Both of us can roll a stored die if we choose to. I don't know if we want to do that right now. We can store it. The reason we are getting this heroic die is because of the paladin's feat here. When I open a door of 4 or more victory points, you can get a die here. So I might save the paladin's one here just to save it on them. This one has they got a stored die because they took damage. So I think I'm going to have my warrior roll this one and keep the paladin's one there. So I'm going to have them roll this first. Great, they rolled a 1. I don't want to use the paladin's one either, so I'm just going to skip it. And now we are just rolling our dice as is. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Now, what we've got here is some options. We need to do pinks. So these with the squares have to be assigned as is to their corresponding color. So these have to be blue and pink, and this one has to be yellow. So what I'm going to do is or it can be a black. So because we have one black here, I'm going to use our little conversion thing over here on the side, and I'm going to convert this pink one and this blue one, and I'm going to have them take it. So now it is turned into a black one, which I can assign anywhere. I'm going to do the same thing here with these 2 yellows. With the yellow 2s here, I'm going to, I think I'm going to do that. Alrighty, come on now. Let's see. Okay, so now we've got a yellow 2. So these can be assigned to our yellow. So now we have some choices to make. This is the only square here that can take multiple die faces. So, and these have to be as is. So what I think I'm going to do is we are going to take some damage, which is not terrible, but is not great. We're going to take some damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign, I'm also going to convert these 2 6s here so we can use these as a black 6. All right. And then if they don't have to be the same value. Whatever 2 dice you put in here, the black die will come out to be the lower of the 2 values. So if, for example, if I put in the 2 and the 4 here, I would get a black 2. So that's not great, but so we are going to take some damage. We're going to take some hits. I think it'll be okay. It's not great. Yeah, because I only have 1 black 6 here, I can only assign it to one of these. So I'm going to do this just because. And then I've got the 5, 6, 7. Okay. Yeah, we're going to take some hits, folks. So yeah, because I don't have enough here. The 2 hearts and all this time is going to be an issue. So if I got the 2 here, yeah, it's a bummer that these are not. Okay, let's try this again. Let's see if we can disperse this a little bit better. So I can do, okay, if I did the 6 and the 5 here, right? Then, yeah, the hard thing is because these are all of these black dice, I wish they were higher. They can only go here. So, and if I did this here, that would cover that. But then I would take all of this damage. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Let us see. If I converted the 6 and the 4, I would get a black 4. And a black 4 can go on one of these 3s here. But I would not have enough. Yeah, I would not have enough to. Yeah, I would take some damage. Okay. If I did this, if I leave it, yeah, I would have to convert this. 6 and a 4. All right. So, yeah, so we got our 5 here, 6, 7, 11, right? So currently our hit points would be 3 hearts and 4. So then if I assign this here, that would be 2 and 3. Ugh. It's rough. That's rough, but we're gonna have to do it. Okay, so the end of the encounter, we did not complete. We are gonna take some hits, lose some time, but we completed it. So we're gonna get some skills or some items. If I decide to take this item, I can exchange this other one. Can reroll. Oh, That was silly of me. I could have re-rolled. Can I undo this? I could undo this. Okay. Let's see, shall we? Oh, I'm so silly. I didn't even look. Okay. I can re-roll all of the ones. See, it's good to pay attention to your skills there, folks. All right. Much better rolling. Now, so I'm going to ignore some of our time we're going to get spent here. Oh, goodness gracious. Why did I not see that before? That was silly of me. Okay. So we're going to do this. That was a much better roll. Thank you, warrior. Do that here. Or wait. Or do I want to put it here? Put my 4 here. 9, 10, 11. So we're not going to take any hits, and then we're actually going to just take some XP, or not some XP, some time. Oh goodness me, I'm so glad I looked at that. So there we go. We only lost 1 time because of my paladin, or my warrior. So now I think I'm going to add this item to my paladin. Take it out. And now we've upgraded our XP, so we can currently hold 2 items and 2 skills. So we have another spot for skills, and we can hold 1 more item. Our paladin still has their heroic feat dice. So yeah, we are trucking along here, folks. I think it's going to get a little bit better now. Take a quick water break. If you all are just joining me, I'm playing One Deck Dungeon on Steam. This is a card game for 1 or 2 players, but there is a really cool implementation here on Steam that I am playing through. So let's use this door number 4. Ooh, we got a goblin. Okay, goblin, this one's just straight combat. The items we can get a skill dice. This one prevents any hit points. In a boss fight, you can prevent 2 hit points. Use this before suffering any consequences. This is really cool, but you have to spend a pink die in order to use it. Currently, we only have 1 pink die in our arsenal, so that's not great. Or we can get 2 XP. This one requires a lot of yellow dice and some pink dice. So I think we're going to have to use our heroic feat exchange in order to do this. And the X for this encounter equals 4 per open door, including this one. So because we have this door open and then the other one with the skeleton, this sum value has to be 8. And it's a shield, which means we have to assign dice to it first before we can assign dice to other things. This only gives us 2 XP, but this skill is kind of nice because going through the final boss phase and many encounters could be helpful. I think I want to use this right now, so we would currently, without using it, we would have 9 dice. We would have 9 dice to try to get all this. So I think I want to use it. There's a possibility we could encounter another 4+. Oh, booyah! All right. So, and also because we leveled up, we get another heroic die to roll. So I'm going to let the warrior roll that other heroic die now. All right. See if we get some big numbers here. Yes. Very nice. All right. Ooh, paladin didn't do so hot, but now we need to assign a sum of 8 pips to this armor shield. So I'm going to do this here. Boom, and that takes care of that one. Now we need to get some 3s, a 5, and a couple 4s. We have a yellow 5 here. We also have the black and the 2 black dice as well. So I'm going to assign this one for sure as a 5. Then we've got some 3s and some 4s. Okay. I mean, we can do that here. We can put our 6 over here. Or, let's see, hold on a second. So this 4 here takes a hit point and a heroic feat, or a hit point and a time unit. This one says we can ignore any time there too. So what is that one? That was a 5. Okay. So if I did the yellow die here, that would assign that there. 5s and 6s can go here, and then we would just lose 1 time. Or what I could do is, so we've got these covered, we would need a 3 over here. So I can cover one of those with the 3. I can turn in the 3 and the 2 and make this a 2 to assign over here. Possibly getting this to be a 4. Okay, hold on. Let's go through this again. So if we've got, oops, I gotta move this out of the way. Okay. If we're assigning all of our, we did all these yellows over here. Because these little yellows don't do much. Or, Now I want to put my 5 over here. Do that here. Oh, it won't let me do that yet until we complete this one. So I've got to do the big one. Okay. I did this, converting these. Take that, it'll be a black 3. Okay, and we've got our 5. There we go. I knew it all kind of worked out. There we go. My brain was kind of, helps to talk it out too. So, all right, got all of it covered. No consequences suffered. We end our encounter, and now we're gonna loot some stuff. I like this skill. I think I'm going to have this skill, give it to my paladin. And now we're getting close to diving deep, folks. We're getting close. So I think on this either 1 or 2, we may have some skill. We may have enough to go against the skeleton, and we can get a pink die. So let's try kicking this skeleton in the face. See what he does. All right. We've got this one. Gotta roll them up. Hope we get some big numbers here. Okay, this is not great. Oof, all right. You are going to roll that one again, please. All right, that's okay. And yeah, I want to make sure we won't suffer any time there. So we need to do a 2 and a 4 here, friends, for this one. We've got a lot of yellow dice. A lot of yellow dice. So, yeah, I gotta do these here. We've got our 5, a 3, 3. Now, unfortunately, we can only convert these into be a black 5, so it'll be here, and then take this, so we won't suffer any consequences, as many consequences. So I'm going to exchange these two over here. Give it to my paladin. So now we will assign that here. And only lose 1 time. Oh, actually we'll lose 3 times because of, yeah, because empty boxes are 2, plus another 2, which was 4, but the warrior prevents one of them, so we're only gonna lose 3. That's okay. But we did it. And now we are going to get some loot. So I'm going to get this item here. I will take Paladin. So now we have to exchange one of our other items to take it, or we can just, oh no, we can't, never mind. We can just take it because we have an extra item slot. Cool. Okay. We have 1 more time to spend before we go down into the next level of the cave. So let's see. Door number 1, shall we? It is an ethereal. And it could possibly give us 4 XP. So our paladin has a heroic die stored on their card. This only requires yellow and pinks. It's a lot of stuff. This skill, for 3 yellow dice, you can gain a 5 of blue, pink, and yellow, and then you can make one of them a 6, which is okay. But I really like having a lot of that XP. We could do some healing right now, but currently we only got 1 damage heal. 1 damage that needs healing, so I think we're okay in that. Yeah, so let's see. Let's try it. Gather some XP, huh? So we would be rolling 3, 6, 9, 13 dice. Without, oh no, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11 dice. 11 dice without using our heroic feat dice. We could, or we can do that 12. Might as well increase our odds, huh? All right, let's roll some big numbers here. Yes, that's the way to do it. And now we're also going to get another die because we are level 2 XP. So our warrior is going to roll that other one. Ouchie wawa. The Phantom discards all 1s and 3s. Ah, that's harsh. Man, I did not see that one. Oh, jeepers. I'm really glad we chose to do those. Wow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, I feel like we're gonna, oh, we can't re-roll any of our dice. Oh, that hurts. That hurts, folks. Okay, well, I know I want to exchange. I want to exchange these 6s to make them a black. And I want to exchange these 5s. Oh no, wait. No, maybe I don't want to do that. Okay, so I know I gotta do this here. Gotta do this here. Gotta do this here and here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hold on a sec. Let's remove. All right. Well, yeah, let's see what happens if I do that exchange. Four, 6, 6. Oh, geez. That's all our dice. Oh, that was so painful. I didn't even read that. So, ooh. So we'll each take 2 and 2. All right. That Phantom got us. Okay. We need some XPs here. Now we are going to go down into the dungeons. Okay, let's heal. Okie doke. I'm gonna use that for my warrior. So we need to increase our XPs here so we can get some more potions. So now that we're in level 2, we've got our Hall of Statues. Spend 5 time units before entering each floor, so we spent that already, and then 2 more because it's the start of a new round. So we've got 7 expense here. But we don't have any doors open in this next level of the cave, so our first turn is going to be exploring some doors. And now let's go door number 4. Let's go down to the bottom, see what we got. We got some plague rats. Awesome. Okay. We could suffer 5 and 5. So it needs a lot of pink dice here. Its X is plus times the number of open doors. We only have 1 open door, so it's only 4. We've got a lot of dice going on here. It's not great. That's not great to get. It's only going to give us a couple XP. This skill is for a 2 blue, we can get a 5 blue instead. It's not even a max 6 blue. Or 2 XP. I think we should leave this one, see what our options are. It's not that it wasn't challenging. I just feel like we could get some better stuff on level 2. All right. Ooh, we got an arrow wall. It's a peril now. We haven't done one of these in a bit. So we have the option of either choosing the magic shield, which requires a hit face of 6 with our 3 dice, plus a 2 and a 6, which can be of any color. Or we can rush through it for 11 and then plus the 2 and the 6. I feel like we can do the magic shield. It'll give us a magic die, or this potion, which will allow us to roll 3 magic dice, which is cool, or 2 XP. All right, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. We don't have any potions yet. I think I'm gonna do the magic shield. And see about rolling. Paladin can feel included in rolling this. They got a 2, that's okay. I'll also let them roll our heroic feat dice. Got a 3, okay. And now the Paladin rolls their 3. Oh, did we pull this off? We did not pull this off. Jeepers creepers. How did we not pull this off, friends? I don't know. So we're gonna take some damage here. How could we not do this with so many dice we had? Oh, good grief. Good grief. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna have... Yeah, I'm gonna give that one to my warrior. That was bogus. That was bogus there. Okay, and we'll take this potion. Cool. Some time passes. Let's go with this. Door number 2. The Rolling Rock of Death. Okay, another peril. So we have another option. We can try to slow down time or run past it. But it's 4 XP. 4 XP will give us the next level up if we decide to use it. And we both have stored dice. Ooh, can we get 22 with 4 dice? That's risky. Can we get 19 with 5 dice? A little more manageable. But having 4 XP is nice. Why not? Fled from some rats, but we're gonna try to slow down time against this boulder. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, let's roll this. There we go. Come on, Paladin. Give us a big number here. Thank you very much. And the warrior. Come on, we need a big number here. That's not a big number. Okay. Can you roll? Can you roll all your ones? Nope, you can't roll all your ones. Oh, because it's not a combat encounter. That's why. It's just a peril. All right. So we need to assign something over here. And we got this. Oh, hey, look, we got it. Good grief. Woo. Let's get us some XP as well. We are level 3 now. Time to build up some dice too. We have enough to kick this rat in the face, or should we go through and check out this other door? I think we should check out this other door. Check out. Ooh, it's a glob monster, a gloopy ooze, if you will. Looping ooze. So spend 1 time for each 1 rolled. Ugh, that's hard. Because it's our 1 game is not doing pretty well. So this requires a lot of blue dice and a lot of yellow dice, which fortunately we do have, and it'll give us 3 skills. So we will need to acquire, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We will need to acquire 10 XP in order to level up. But I think we can do this. I think we can get oozy man. Have them roll this. Roll all your dice here, warrior. Some big numbers. Those are not big numbers. And none of those were 1s. We're gonna spend some time for all of our 1s being rolled. That's hard. Okay. So we could use one of our potions to roll 3 more dice. But let's see, before I use it, let's see if we've got enough going on over here. We need a 2 and a 3 for blue. So boom, boom, 2 and a 3 on blue. Now we need some 4s, a 6, 3s, and a couple of 5s. Well, that's not gonna work. So I think we do need to use this potion. Yeah, I think we do need to use this potion because, yeah, we need to do some magic happening here. Okay. Who wants to roll? Who's been rolling good? I'll let the paladin roll in. Oh, jeepers creepers. Yep, I think we're gonna take some time hits too. So let's assign some dice. So we are gonna definitely take these. These 5s are not great. I could spend this pink die here to make sure we don't take any damage. So she's gonna prevent herself from taking a damage. But let's assign some dice now, shall we? And that's all she wrote? Oh no, I can do these. I can turn these in. Turn these in. Make it a black 3, so go over here. Goodness me. Goodness me. This ooze, I thought we were gonna take him out. Not happening when you don't roll very well. But that's okay, so we're only gonna get 2 and 2. End our encounter. And she gets a heroic feat. Let's give her one die. Okay. Whew. So each of us only takes 1 hit right now, so I think we're okay on healing. It's not terrible. So do we want to go and try to attack this rat? It'll only give us 2 skills. Or should we try to open another door? Should we try to open another door? That's the question, folks. Alrighty. Okay. So it gives us 2 XP or a pink die. Or the skill, the 2 to get a 5. No, you know what? I'm going to explore. This rat, not super great. Not super great. Okay. Let's choose door number 1. Oh, what do we got? It's a force wall. Whew, okay, it's got 4 XP, which is nice. That'll give us a heroic die. This one, prevent up to 2 time, but you have to expend a pink die instead. Oof. Or you can add another hit point and a blue die. All right, so we got choices. We can either do 19 with pink dice. That's gonna be impossible. Or we can do 22 with 4 dice. Oh, or 6 dice actually. Oh gosh. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. 4. So we have 6 dice to try to do 22. Average of 4 or more on that. Oh, good grief. Good grief. Good grief. But it's 4 XP. All right, let's try it. We're gonna blast through. Okay. And we're rolling our dice. We're rolling our heroic feat dice because I don't know if we'll even have a chance. But that's the whole point of this game. Awesome! Paladin, you are rocking it on these dice. Yeah, I'm gonna let you roll it again then. Come on now. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, I think we might have enough. So we got our 2 over here. Our 6 over here. Here we got 14. Let's see. We've got 5, 9, 13. Yes, we do. Soma. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Come see what your mommy's up to. Oh, goodness gracious, Som. We did it. We did it. Wow, that was awesome. I'm gonna give us some XPs here. Getting us closer. Time passes. Let us descend down to the next floor. Time is going by. Here we go. Time is a going by there, folks. All right, what's behind all these doors? Let's explore. Do I want to heal some stuff? Let's see. What is it? Heal 3 damage at the start of a turn or a round, or heal 2 damage anytime. She's taken 2 already. I'm gonna wait. Door number 3. What's behind door number 3? Ooh, an ice elemental. Okay, this also gives us 4 possible skills we can get. Turn in 2 yellows to get a yellow and 2 pinks. We could get a pink die with An increased heart or 4 XP. 4 XP is so nice. That's a lot of yellows and blues. We've got a yellow and blue. Before this encounter, we must spend 3. Let's do it. We're starting new fuel. Let's do this. I'm gonna roll this dice. All right, not terrible, not terrible. I'll let my warrior roll this one up. Okie doke. I want you to re-roll that 1 there, warrior. I need something better than that. Yes, that is much better. Thank you. Okay, so we need to do an 11 first. So let's do this. Okay. Now we've got some 6s. So we've got our 6. Oh, we have to put this on the 10. We got to do this on the 10. Ah, okay. I can't do anything with this pink 6. So the only thing I could do is I could turn it into a black 6 so we can put it over here. But I don't know if I want to do that because we have enough with our yellow dice to do that here. Okay, so that did that. Now we've got some, so I can assign a 3 over here, it won't take damage there, and a 6 over here. Oh, that's a yellow. That's true. Okay, 5 over here, 4 over here. Change this into a 3. Take that. Change that into a 3 here. So we would only take some hits and some damage. So that will be, so we don't have to take any consequences there. And then she will expel this guy here so she doesn't take any damage there. Okay, so there's the card. So we're not going to take any damage. Sweet! XPs. Boom. Rocking up the XPs. Let's go across the way diagonally to a beetle. Okay. If any armor boxes are empty, discard this card instead of looting. Ouch. Okay. We've got a lot of armor shields on here. And that's a lot of dice. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 dice plus however many for that 10. And it'll give us a couple XP, which will increase us to the next level. Turning in 3 of those, that's not helpful in this item. I like getting the XP. I think we can do that. Let's squish them beetles, huh? Let's squish them beetles. I will let the paladin roll this time. Come on, we need some big numbers here. Okie doke. I like that. You are going to re-roll that 1 there, warrior. I need a 3 or a 4 would be nice. Thank you. 3 or 4 is nice. Perfect. So we need a 10 over here in yellow. Since I can't do anything with this 2. Oh, I could change it into, what is this? This is a P5. Okay. Five. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to turn these twos into a black 2. Give that over here to my warrior. So I'm going to assign her this over here. Five over here. We've got a 5 here, 4 here, and a 3 here. Cool. Now we're going to do our 6. Gonna do our 6. This one. I guess it doesn't matter, huh? Do the 6 over here. Or here. Yes, that's what I was gonna do. Yellow 4. This yellow 4. Come on now. Over here. So only taking a couple hits. Yeah, I think that's all right. I don't have any dice to assign. So, do I want to put... Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Take a hit. Now, we need some XP. Let's do that. 2. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna heal my warrior. Give her that. And now we can have 2 heroic dice. Currently, we still have 1 stored. We're doing okay. Another beetle. Geez, I think they heard what's going on. All right, that's a lot of things, but we can do it. We can do it. Let's roll her heroic feat die. Perfect. Let's roll. Let's have her roll both. All right. Come on, Paladin. We need some big numbers, friend. Big numbers. All right. Those are not big numbers. Oh, but you are going to re-roll those ones. I need some 5s and 6s. Thank you very much. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we need a 10 over here. So I'm going to take from my paladin the 10 over here. We got a 5 over here. Now we need some 3s and 4s. So we got our 3 here. We need some, oh goodness gracious. Yeah, that's not great. Friends, that's not great. I'll put this over here so that way they're not going to take any damage. I'm going to exchange these 2 3s. Take that over here. Exchange these 2 4s. Do our 4 over here. So now we've got a 5er and a 3. And that's all we can do. And we have that so we don't take too much time. But we did it. Okie doke. What do we want to loot? Let's get you another die here. Warrior. There we go. We've got one more door. Let's see what's behind this one. Flame Elemental. Okay. Flame Elemental. This gives us 4 XPs, which is nice. Because currently, I don't know if you can go past level 5 on your XP. Let's see. Taking this encounters, rolling dice, gathering dice, claiming loot. Okay. Chapter hero can duplicate skills. I think you can. Level 4 is the max. Okay, so we are currently at level 4. Instead of leveling up, the party can spend 5 XP to gain a potion. Okay, so that's why we've got the 5 XPs there. So we could gain a potion, which would be nice going into the boss levels. All right, let's see. What do we got here for this one? Before you do, one hero loses a heart. Okay. Got a lot of blues and a lot of pinks and some yellows, but we all have the defeats. Yeah, I think you'll take the hit, warrior. Let's roll up our dice. Nice. 6 is awesome. Paladin will also roll their dice. 3 is not terrible. Let's try this again with our heroic feat. 1 and 1 for each of you. Okay. Come on, Paladin. All right. Great. I need some big numbers here from you, warrior. Yeah, let's have you reroll this one. See what happens. Big number. That's not a big number. Okie doke. Now we need to do a 10 first. A 10 in yellow. So I'm gonna ditch all of these terrible yellows that my paladin rolled. Okay, at least we got that covered. Now we need an 11 in blue. Okay. Five, 10, 11. Perfect. And we got a 6 over here. Which one is this? It's the same. 6 of 1. All right. 5 over here. 4 over here. 3 over here. Okay. So this one I'm going to assign so they don't lose any hit points. And also do this over here so we don't take any time damage. I think we're all right. Let's end. We did it. Friends, let's give us some XPs, give us some more potions. We got all these doors to explore. Oh goodness. Ooh, do we want to descend? If we're going to descend, that means we got to do the boss. I think we need to stay. Let's ourselves. Let's heal ourselves and go down. See if we can gather some ice elemental. Okay, give us 4 XP. This one, re-roll one of your dice or increase one of your dice by 1. This could be used anytime. Okay. This gives us another pink die and a heart. Yeah, this is good for us. Warrior took the hit last time, so I'll give one to our paladin. Paladin will skip that. Nope, we're not going to skip that. She's going to roll her. Okay, 4 is not bad. Let's roll. Let's have you roll both of these, warrior. Come on, we need some big numbers. Big numbers. Okay, paladin, looking at you. Okay, I'm gonna have you roll your 1s. I need some 5s and 6s. Okay, so we got a 10 and an 11 here. Yeah, we need to rack up some stuff before we go down into the dungeon to get this boss dragon. Okay, let's do this here. We got 10 there. We need 11 here. Yep, here we go. Okay, now we've got some. Goodness gracious. Okay, we need a lot of things. We don't have any 6s, so we've got our 5s. Bomber summer, friends, because these are only 1 die each. You know what? I think I'm going to exchange. I'm going to move this one out. Oh, I can't yet. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Backtrack. Let's backtrack. Because these are only 1 die each, I'd much rather spend my black dice on these, on the bigger squares, and then assign the 1 to these. So let's assign some black dice here to try to expedite as much as possible. So we've got our 4. And then we can do 4. We can do, yeah, here. And 4 here. And now we've got the 5 here. Or no, I want to do that over here. And then this one over here. So, yeah, because none of these are 6s, none of these other ones are 5s. So even if I exchanged some of these, I don't have enough to assign just 1 die to do those other faces. So, okay. Then I'm gonna do this for us to make sure we don't get any more hit points than we have to. And that is that. Okay. Who's gonna take the hit? The warrior. Do we want the skills? Yeah, I think we want to give this item. Ooh, what do we want next? Choices. Choices. I want XP because I want more potions. Yes, convert our XP into a potion. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Are we ready to do this? Or should we go one more? Oh, let's go one more. Gotta go one more, friends. You'll take the hit. One more, friends. See what we can do. So what happened was, because we stayed on the floor, because we did not descend, we had some hit markers for staying on the floor instead of continuing on with our adventure. And once we reached 3, then we took a hit. So that's why both of mine are now got 1 and 2 going on. Okay, so this will give us an extra die. This one, turn in a pink to roll 2 yellow, or we get 3 hit points. Okay. That won't give us enough to do those. Find something. Or do we descend? Let's try. Let's try once more. We can do this. We could do this. Okay, got some bear traps. Ooh, all right. This potion has already been identified. Okay, well, we'll just get a mana. That's fine. So are we gonna run through, or are we gonna... We only have 2. I think we're gonna disarm. The warrior will take a hit. Okay. Let's pull your heroic feat there. And let you roll and roll. Okay. Okay. Well, that's not great. But do this over here. And we will take the hit. Got the warrior. Okay. Let's do this for my warrior. And then, yep, I guess it's time to go down. Oh, snap. Time for the dragon. So in this, what's gonna happen is let's first get our dice. Okay. What's gonna happen is the dragon has 6 hit points. So, and black dice cannot be placed on the squares with the skulls on them. If we manage to cover the squares with the skulls, the dragon will take a hit. So technically this should go for 2 rounds if we manage to get these to be 6s. I didn't do too well at saving up our potions, but we've got a couple shields here, and we need quite a lot of things going on. So let's hope for the best that we get some big stuff. And rolling up. Okay. You are going to re-roll all of those ones, warrior, because we need some big numbers from you. Come on now. Ah. Okay. So we need to cover some 5s. So I'm going to take this 6 here, cover the 5. And we've got a blue 6 and a yellow 6. And now we're just going to throw all these other dice at these encounters. I don't know if we've got enough for this one. I don't think we do. Nine and 11. Oh, I can turn in these two to make a 4. And I can go here. Okay. Oh, and I can't assign this one. Darn. So, we will take 1 hit, which is fine, because we're going to give the dragon 2 hits. So, ending our round, we completed almost. I will have the warrior take a hit. Okay, and we start it up again. I'll have the paladin roll 1 and 1 for all of us. Okay, see we get some 6s here. Come on. Ah, all right. Nope. Ouch. Okay. The warrior is gonna re-roll. Come on, need some 6s. There's 1. Okay. So we need a pink 5. Pink 5 here and a pink 5 here. We got a blue 6 here. Creepers. I don't know if we're gonna have enough again. Oh, we are just shy. Oh no, we got enough. Woo! Wow. That was miraculous. Okay. Okay. So 1 and 1. Ah. That's not helpful. 1 and 1. We only hit them once. Okay. Yep. This is it. We can each take 1 more hit point. So we gotta get some 6s here. Come on now. Gotta get some 6s going. All or nothing. Okay. Ooh. I don't know if we're gonna do this, folks. Re-roll this die. Come on, 6. 5. Okay. So we need. Oh, I don't even have a 5. Ah, good grief. Good grief. We don't have 5s. Oh, that's problematic. So I've got 2 yellow and 2 blue. Well, look what we gotta do, friends. We gotta turn in these 2 5s. Make it a black 5 so we can assign it here. And then I gotta turn in our 2 yellow 5s. Make it into a black 5 to go here. And we'll take 1 hit on the dragon. But that's it. Oh, this is so painful. So painful. Oh, let's see. Yeah, it's not even going to be worth it. Oh, so painful. We got close, friends. We got close. All right. Only got 10 here. Yep. Well, I'm gonna move these actually over here. Okay. Oh. Okay, and and that is it. We were unable to seal it. Bummer. But we got close. We were at level 4. We got close. Got it 4 out of the 6 there. And that, my friends, is one deck dungeon. Holy smokes. Go back up to the top. Hope you enjoyed this stream. I'm going to be doing these Festive Fridays. See if we can tackle one deck dungeon again. Maybe I can use some different heroes this time. We can see what is going on. We have different options, but I think we did pretty well. We able to 4 out of 6, so 66% the dragon got attacked. But anyway, folks, this has been really fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a wonderful weekend wherever you are. Please feel free to share this video with friends and things. It's going to be up for another couple weeks. We will also be getting a YouTube channel kind of collectively going, so it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, I am super glad we got to play this. It turned out to be all right. Seemed to work out okay for all of you. I hope you have a lovely, lovely rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever time zone you are in, and a wonderful weekend. And I will catch you all next week. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.